On an overcast, windy Saturday afternoon, it is time for baseball as Pix 11 presents New York Yankees baseball. Today, it's the Tampa Bay Rays against the New York Yankees in the third game of a four-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Paul O'Neill, I'm Michael Kay. The Yankees have won 5 in a row, 7 of their last 8. They've won the first 2 games of this 4-game set. Last night, they beat the Rays by a score of 6-1, and the story was Masahiro Tanaka. He had a perfect game in the 6th inning. He was really dealing.
Well, he had a fantastic night, no doubt about it. Every time he takes the mound, will he get back to his old form? And last night he was. You see the slider to the left, and then a good split finger to the right. He had both off-speed pitches working. Great performance by Tanaka.
Career high 14 strikeouts, and he had a little help offensively from Clint Frazier.
Well, in the 5th inning, 455 feet later, gave the Yankees a 5-0 lead. I'll tell you what, Frazier's fun to watch. The Yankees are fun to watch. Another big win for them at home.
And that win, coupled with the Red Sox loss, the Yankees are in first place in the American League East, and the Rays are 3.5 games back of the Yankees. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this one, a battle of young left-handers. Blake Snell will get the start for the Tampa Bay Rays, and for the Yankees, it's Caleb Smith making his second big league start, and in his first start, a little good, a little bad.
Well, that's basically what you're going to get from a young pitcher. Get off to a good start, get ahead, pitch well, get the nerves going, but then you hit a little bump in the road, but you just hope that he gets another opportunity out here today to go out, get the Yankees an opportunity to win this game and see what happens.
And the Yankees don't really need length out of their kids because the bullpen is so good. So they're looking for 4 or 5 innings, and then they turn to that bullpen. And they've been turning to Clint Frazier, who's been unbelievable, red hot, red thunder. When we get back, Meredith Marakovitz has more right here on Pix 11.
Tanaka dominated yesterday, but he also got a lot of contributions from his outfield. Gardner, Judge, and Clint Frazier all homered. Frazier hitting a 455-foot 3-run bomb. He's seen a lot of success since being called up from the minors. I had the opportunity to catch up with him after the game. I asked him what has been clicking in the batter's box.
I think just overall trying to figure out what feels comfortable for me. You know, I mean, I've been tweaking my setup a couple times in the game, and you're seeing it with some strikeouts, but, you know, I'm overall feeling pretty good right now, and I'm going to attest that to all the people that are helping me get here right now.
You look at the last 8 games, you guys are 7-1. What do you think has clicked for this team overall?
I think that trade, you know, I mean, the 3 guys we brought over let us know that the organization still believes that we're in this, and, you know, we added on to the amazing team we already had, and you know, it's going to be fun going the rest of the season with these guys.
The Yankees currently sit on top of the AL East, and they have had a ton of success lately, 7-1 in their last 8 games. They will try to continue their dominance against the Rays at home here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon. Plenty more to come here on Picks 11. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by Paul O'Neill. Game 3 of the 4-game series coming your way after the break.
Smith. Let's take a look at the Rays starting lineup, which is brought to you by Jeep. The official vehicles of summer are ready. Playing center field and leading off is Peter Borges, Steven Souza Jr. in right. Evan Longoria will DH today and hit third. Lucas Duda had a home run yesterday. He'll be at first base cleaning up. The number 5 hitter, third baseman Trevor Plouffe. Corey Dickerson in left field will bat 6th, batting 7th. The second baseman Tim Beckham. Adeiny Echeverria, the shortstop, will bat 8th. And batting 9th and catching Jesus Sucre. Here are the numbers on Caleb Smith. He's made 1 big league start, 1 game in relief. So 6 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .310 against him. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by the Kia Summer SUV Clearance Event.
Well, you talked about it, Michael, and he's getting another start here. That first major league start in Sunday in Seattle. 3 scoreless innings, but he also gave up 4 hits and a walk in the 4th, and he got knocked out. But fastball slider change, 93 to 94. Good stuff. Not afraid to throw strikes. Good in AAA. Wow, he was 8-0 with a 2.07. So a lot of good things happen. Hope he can bring it on to the big leagues.
Peter Borges takes upstairs, and we are underway. Dan Iasonia, the crew chief, is the home plate ump. Lance Barksdale at first. Stu Surewater is at second, and Trip Gibson is the third base ump. Borges hits one deep to left center field. Giving chase is Frazier. He's not going to get there. No one's going to get there. It is a leadoff home run for Borges, and it's 1-0 Rays.
Kind of a weird way to start the day, huh? But those solo homers don't beat you in the first inning, Michael. It is a young pitcher. You got to realize that, you know what? 1 pitch, 1 run, so what? My offense is hot. Let's turn the page here real quick. Fastball up. Supposed to be out over the plate. Wind blowing, Michael. Looked like that ball really took off into left center field.
Pitch is high to Souza.
see outfielders just keep coasting, and then the ball just flies. It usually means that that wind's helping, aiding the ball a little bit.
Well, the players are wondering what the count is because the count's not on the big board in center field, so the umpire just stepped out to say it's 1-1. Now it's 1-2. Now the count's on the big board.
They heard you, Michael. We need that big board to tell us what the count is, huh?
Otherwise, we keep looking at the screen.
Don't take your eyes off the field, Michael. You might miss some. See, 96. Smith has no problem with velocity. It's about getting that ball down. He's been up so far.
Swing and a miss.
Good change up there. What lefty doesn't have a good change up? Go over the defense here, Mike.
All right, Yankee defense brought to you by your local Ford dealers. You've got Frazier, Clint Frazier in left, Brett Gardner in center, Aaron Judge in right. Infield, Todd Frazier at third, Gregorius, Torreyes, and Cooper. That's third to first. Sanchez behind the plate, playing a day game after a night game, and Caleb Smith is on the mound.
So, Michael, we started the year with no Fraziers, and now we got a little Frazier squared.
Double Fraziers.
Yeah. Things do change in a hurry here.
Longoria hitting .273 since July 4th. Longoria declared his independence from a so-so season. He hit .351 since then. Raised his average from .254 to .273.
Tell you what, he came in and, you know, with his history of CC Sabathia, he had a big first night, and then last night really shut him down. What Tanaka pretty much shut everybody down. And Smith, back-to-back changeups. It's one of his strengths, is being able to work off his fastball with that good changeup going away from right-handed hitters.
Swing and a miss. Longoria down on strikes, 2 away.
Again, smart pitching to me. I mean, this is 3 consecutive off-speed pitches, another changeup down and away. A lot of times I think pitchers second-guess themselves, thinking they can't throw it time and time again, but if you continually fool a hitter with it, you certainly can.
Here's Lucas Duda. Logan Morrison sitting for the second straight day. His left heel is bothering him. And there's a strike. Duda hit a home run in yesterday's game. Really the only blemish against Tanaka.
You see Smith, how he really likes to work fast. He gets back out on the mound, gets a signal, and let's go. Love to see that with a young pitcher. Obviously doesn't allow all the thinking and overthinking to happen. Must be the shoes, Mike.
Now I want you to take a look at this pitcher, Caleb Smith, from the center field camera, and tell me if he reminds you of an ex-teammate. Number, arm he throws with, body type, hair.
We going to Sterling Hitchcock?
Yeah, look at you.
I just threw the number out there. I don't think he looks like him, but the number's the same. Yeah, I got you a little bit.
Duda walks.
You see the uniform blowing out there, windy out there today. Tough, going to be a tough day for outfielders with fly balls. Good day to hit, though. Sun's not out.
Here's Trevor Plouffe. That Cardinals popped up. An infielder's going to have to battle the wind. And it's Garrett Cooper who makes the play. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Rays 1, Yankees coming to bat. Starting lineup brought to you by your tri-state area Land Rover retailers. Brett Gardner's in center, Clint Frazier in left, and Aaron Judge in right. So the outfield 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. Gary Sanchez catches, Matt Holliday the DH, D.D. Gregorius at shortstop will bat 6th. Batting 7th, playing first base, Garrett Cooper. Todd Frazier at third base bats 8th, and batting 9th, the second baseman, Ronald Torreyes. And on the mound, Blake Snell. It's his 13th start, and he has not had a great season. Looking for his first win, 63 innings, 55 strikeouts, but 38 walks. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by the Kia Summer SUV clearance event.
Well, he does have control problems, Michael. Second highest walks per 9 innings, second lowest percentage of strikes. Low run support. I guess the guys get tired out on the field watching ball 4, but 5th lowest in the MLB. And 2.38 ERA versus New York in 5 starts, which included his major league debut last year here in April.
Now, you know we have a rule here. If we say a guy is second, you should give first. Well, he has the second highest walk per 9 innings. First is Alex Meyer of the Angels, and the lowest strike percentage, he's second, and Wade Miley of the Orioles is first.
Thanks for clarifying that for me.
You got it.
Now I'm really up to date.
Here's Brett Gardner. He carries a 10-game hitting streak into this one. And that leads us to Who's Hot, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. During the 10-game hitting streak, 15 for 43, 349, 7 extra base hits, 6 ribbies. Had a home run in yesterday's game. He led off the bottom of the first inning with a homer, and the Yankees are 16-0 this year. When he homers, he has 19 homers on the season.
He got one right in the middle of the back last.
They were 4.5 games out on July 19th. So they have made up 5 games over their last 8 games. And they lead the Red Sox by a half game in the East. 2-1. 2-2.
You know, it's amazing when they were going through that streak, Mike, when they had gone from first place and then all the way down to by 5, and you didn't see how it was going to end. You know, you didn't see if they were ever going to catch up, and then all of a sudden, you know, you go to Boston after the All-Star break, and you realize, you know what, you had a couple comeback huge wins, and all of a sudden a couple trades. This is a different team that's taking the field day in and day out right now.
Fly ball into left center. On the run is Dickerson, and it is caught by Dickerson on the run to take an extra base hit away from Gardner. That's a nice play by the Rays left fielder.
Well, he took away a triple. Gardner was off to the races there, and you're right, Michael. That's why you put a righty out in, see a glove hand side, last stab right there. See Plouffe for third base. Give me the standing O. That's a frustrating way to start the game.
Here's Clint Frazier. And a strike. Frazier has just 2 walks in 81 plate appearances, but he does have really good plate discipline. He has swung at pitches outside the strike zone just 24% of the time as he lofts that one to right field. Souza makes the play, 2 away, and the major league average is 31%. Time to take a look at the Rays defense, brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Dickerson, Borges, and Souza left to right in the outfield. Plouffe, Echeverria, Beckham, and Duda third to first. Sucre behind the plate. Snell is on the mound, and coming up to the plate, Aaron Judge. Judge hit his 33rd home run of the year last night.
A line drive into the left field seats like it was nothing. Yeah, really, you know, I had a friend of come out today, a little son, Mikey Moore, 6 years old, very impressionable, just starting to take off into baseball, big Aaron Judge fan. He got to meet Aaron Judge today. Aaron Judge walked back in, gave him a bat. The kid bust in tears.
Really?
It was just a really cool thing to see. You know, some kids come out here and you just take it for granted, but this little kid said it was the best day of his life. What a story. What a thing to see.
Well, the kid came up here later. I don't know if you heard it. I offered him $20 for the bat. He said no.
He didn't give it?
No.
He didn't give it up?
No. Then I tried to borrow his. How about 15? And figuring he's 6 years old, I could put one over on him. He said no.
His father's a finance guy. He was right behind him.
2-2. Swing and a miss. And the Yankees go down in order against Blake Snell. We played one at the stadium. Rays lead 1-0. The keys to the game brought to you by Hyundai, or the Hyundai Summer Clearance Event.
I'm almost embarrassed to read these now, Michael. Do it again. I mean, you're supposed to jump out to an early lead to give a young pitcher a lead, but that's not going to happen today. Patience against Snell. Doesn't throw a lot of strikes. We went through that, but he had a good first inning. And the second time around for Smith, you know, can he improve on his first outing, his second big league start? We'll see.
Corey Dickerson, who took that extra base hit away from Gardner, he'll lead off here in the second. 1-0 Rays on the Borges home run to open up the game. 1-0.
Talk about Dickerson in the past couple days coming in here, just having a career year, over 319 home runs. He's struggling a little bit, but hit a big home run game 1. Very dangerous up in the strike zone. That's where Smith's been. Get that ball down there. Good pitch.
Check out Smith, Paul, when he's getting the sign. He almost has his glove in the baseball, almost like he's carrying a football to the side, not in front of him.
Yeah, it keeps that shoulder kind of turned to start with. See, he works that breaking ball a lot against lefties, change up against the righties, and then he'll throw fastballs obviously to both. But if he can get into a groove where he has breaking ball going away, change up going in, as Tanaka did last night, be a good thing.
Caleb Smith celebrated his birthday yesterday, 26 years old.
We did that a few years ago, didn't we, Michael?
26?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few. Line and caught there by Cooper. What a way.
I'll tell you what, I've said it many times in day games, you just don't pick up the ball as quick, and you see that it's just kind of a stab right there. Almost looking behind him.
And I've always heard from players, Paul, the hotter the weather, the tougher it is, because hot weather, people wear light clothes. Today it's a little cooler, so you've got some people wearing darker clothes. But if you've got people with white shirts on, it comes right out of the shirt.
Yeah, Audrey even has a black jacket on today. It's semi-freezing at this point.
Our stage manager, Audrey, wears like windbreakers when it's 92, so not a great barometer.
In case the cold front's on its way.
Right. Two and 0 on Beckham. Way outside, 3-0. Straight. .95 miles an hour upstairs, 3-2.
He's really pitched high in the strike zone to this point. He's kept his breaking ball down a little bit, but fastball up in the strike zone. He's been able to get it by most of the Ray hitters.
Boy, Beckham really fouls off pitches. He makes pitchers work.
He's had some 11, 12 pitch at bats in this series, and it's got to be frustrating for pitchers.
Fly ball, right field. Judge makes the play.
Well, Judge playing over a little bit, which was good, because this was going to be a very tough play for Cooper or Torreyes going out with the wind blowing.
Echeverria, 3 walks in 154 plate appearances, so that's 1.9% of the time, down from 6% last year. Foul back. The average walk rate in the major leagues, 8.5% of the time. So Echeverria just a bit off. 2-2. Outstanding defender at shortstop. Can make the play on anything, except on Gary Sanchez's ground ball on Thursday.
13 hopper up the middle.
Swing and a miss. Dialed it up to 96. And the Rays are retired in order, 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's up to 4 times faster. Orioles just need starters to get through this season. Jeremy Hellickson acquired from the Phillies. A.J. Ramos, the closer for the Marlins, acquired by the Mets. More thinking about 2018 than this year, where he could set up along with Blevins for Familia. And Howie Kendrick, acquired by the Nationals from the Phillies. Veteran presence for the push. Not a bad pickup.
You remember Kendrick. He was always a tough out against the Yankees when he was out in Anaheim.
Sanchez, Holiday, and Gregorius against Snell. Popped up. Right side going to be a tough play. It's going to be a base hit. It's going to be a double. Well, they hadn't played the pull, so Souza had no chance to get there. And it was all Duda trying to make the play on the back pedal, couldn't get there.
Well, these are tough plays again with the wind, but I tell you one thing, and I can honestly say this, Gary Sanchez deserves a few of these hits. A lot of line drives early in the year, right at the third baseman, right at the shortstop. Every once in a while you can dunk one in. See it go into the stand. You see Gary Sanchez just rounding first. Just that ground rule double. Such a beautiful thing if you're hitting.
So here's Holiday. You know, Girardi spoke today about needing to get Holiday straightened out. Meredith, you have more on that.
Well, Michael, he's still in a little bit of a funk. Just 2 hits in his last 19 at-bats. Can't seem to get back on track since coming back from that viral infection. I asked Joe Girardi why he continues to believe in Holiday, and he said he's looking at his track record as a whole. He's a career .300 hitter. His personality, his work ethic, and the fact that he's just too good not to get back on track. But yet another put-out right here for Matt Holliday.
Heads-up base running by Sanchez to advance. So he does move the runner over inadvertently because didn't hit the ball to the right side, didn't hit the ball well to the left side.
Yeah, good read by Sanchez. Anytime you see the third baseman come in, obviously you can follow him over to third base. Just a little topper. Good read.
Well, the Rays are going to bring the infield in for Didi Gregorius. Didi has a 10-game hitting streak, during which he's 18 for 38. That's 474. Foul back.
Good swing. Ball out over the plate.
That'll get a run in. Borges is there. He makes the catch. Tagging is Sanchez. The throw is now that time. A sac fly for Gregorius. It's a 1-1 game.
Oh, good job by Didi. Obviously coming out of the on-deck circle against a lefty. You don't want to get down in the count. The first 2 pitches he swung that ball up in the zone. You're able to hit it as a fly ball. Kind of an early call by you, Mike. Easy run. Well, it ended up being easy, huh?
I had some doubts.
Were you getting nervous there? Oh.
Halfway through, I said,
better read the throw here a little bit.
Cooper takes inside.
Been a while. Cooper's had a few nights off here. Seen much left-handed pitching recently.
Grounded and through for a base hit.
Remember, this guy was hitting over 360 in AAA, and you know a lot of people say, "Hey, it was in Colorado, this and that." You know, you're with 360 in your mind. You believe that's what you could do, and so for him to start getting rolling here, I don't think it's going to be a big thing. He has got to be expecting big things out of himself offensively.
Hey, 366 he hit. You do that in wiffle ball in your backyard, you have to be proud.
It's a pretty good year, huh?
Here's Todd Frazier.
Is that good in stick ball too? 360.
Stick ball's a different animal.
Is it?
Yeah.
I would have liked stick ball. Then they get to play. You get a lot more hits, huh?
You get up there a lot. You'd stand in front of a brick wall or a concrete wall, and they would draw a strike zone, so there'd be no umpire to argue with. You'd be yelling at the wall.
Then who does the strike zone, me or the pitcher?
Both. I mean, you both have to agree.
Ah.
And then they just rear back and fire and destroy their rotator cuff.
It's kind of like the closers today.
Grounded, left side, throw to first, and that scored a 4-3 to end the inning. Yankees get a run, 2 hits, 1 man left. It's 1-1 as we go to the 3rd. Upcoming schedule, go to pix11.com/team travel for great deals on Yankee away games from cheapoair.com. One more game against these Rays. It's tomorrow at 1:05. We'll see it on Yes. 3 games against Detroit, Monday and Tuesday night, Wednesday matinee, and then on to Cleveland for a big 4-game set against the Indians.
I might just drive up to see that, Michael. Just say, hey, will you let me in the booth?
I might just drive back with you to stay at your house.
Oh,
how about that?
Little deck party after a
Yeah.
4-game series. Nice.
The 0-1 to Sucre is outside 1-1. How far is that from where you live?
A little too far. About 3 hours, 3.5.
Looped into left center field and over the try of Gregorius for a base hit. So here's Borges, who started the game with a home run. Kind of a rude awakening. Now you see the flags over the grandstand, and they seem like they're blowing in or towards center. Kind of a swirling wind right now. In the old stadium, Mattingly had a test that he would look at where the bat, which served as the weather vane on the big flagpole, was blowing. But the bat doesn't exist anymore. Remember that?
Not really.
There was a bat that was like the weather vane on the big flagpole.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And Mattingly would always, he'd tell you which way it was going. I don't know if I believed him. Some days the ball would carry and some days it wouldn't, and it was always the same to him. Every once in a while you could notice that bat would get painted and it would be a little shinier.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cool.
Line scores are identical, 1-2-0, 1-2-0. But the Yankees got their run in the second, the Rays in the first. 2-2 on Borges. Grounded to short. There's one. Borges too quick for the double play. So 6-4 force.
Souza Jr., you know what? The more I was down there on the field, and, he runs well. He's got 21 home runs. He's a big guy. 6'4", 220-some pounds. Bigger than I thought he was.
Leads the team with 63 runs batted in. Skied the other way.
Another good crowd, Michael. There is a buzz in the air in New York. The new Yankees, the new Bombers, new first place Yankees. A lot of good things going on. Huh?
This team has caught the imagination of the city, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people talking about it, a lot of people excited about it. There have been big crowds at the home games, especially since school let out.
Now, Michael, this is a cool little story. Right?
Okay.
Ready for this? We were talking about the weather vane, the bat, right? The weather vane bronze bat.
Okay.
It was given to the Yankees by Eleanor Gehrig, Lou Gehrig's wife. Is that in 1956?
Wow.
Isn't that cool? See, I'm one up on you now. 1-0. Game over.
Line drive. Oh, knocked down by Gregorius, and everybody is safe. Almost made an outstanding play, but couldn't hold on to it. A base hit for Souza.
Yeah, sometimes your momentum just kind of like a highlight thing, just ricochets the ball right out of his glove. Got up, got it. Just couldn't keep it in the pocket. Full extension. I see it. He flips it down, and it just loses. Comes out. And you've still kept the double play in order here, and you've kept the first and third from happening by keeping it in the infield. With Longoria last time up, it was change up, change up, change up. Then he went to a breaking ball in, and you have a tendency as a hitter to just chop it down right on your foot or your ankle, right on the instep. That one leaves a mark, Michael.
For a long time.
Oh.
Nice thing that Sanchez is doing. He didn't need to have that meeting there. That was simply about giving Longoria some time.
He didn't get credit for a meeting here.
Boy, if he got credit for meetings, he'd have a lot of credit. That's extra credit in the business.
Always looking for extra credit, weren't you?
Oh yeah, hand up. Leo 1. 1-1.
A lot of off-speed stuff to Longoria. Curveballs in, change-ups away. This is where you want to really try to keep the ball down, get a ground ball, and Smith has had trouble doing that today. He's been up in the strike zone, especially with his fastball.
I would say that you're going to have to turn on the lights soon because it's kind of overcast.
Having a little trouble seeing?
I can see fine, but I don't have to hit a ball.
You're not reading the scenes real well.
2-1. 3-1.
Well, again, you see sticking with the off-speed stuff, even in fastball counts. And do you give in here to Longoria, who owns the Yankees over his career, or do you stick with that changeup? Trying to get him to roll over on a ground ball.
Didn't give in. Pitch was high. Longoria didn't offer, and the bases are loaded here in the third. And Larry Rothschild is going to have a word with his young left-hander. MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Let's make sure you know your password, Michael.
You got that down, right?
Well, my daughter does at this point.
Well, tonight when you're out at dinner, have the phone ready because you're going to want to watch Kansas City Red Sox 7:10 start. You'll get that on the app.
You're doing a doubleheader then, huh?
I could, yeah. I got to monitor that game.
You are into this stuff, you know that?
Now,
getting into pennant fever.
Is Mom here yet?
Oh, she's got to be here.
Happy 90th birthday to her.
90th birthday. Amazing, huh?
Now, you said this is only the second time she's been here?
This is her second visit to the new stadium.
So she had seen you play in the old stadium?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
With my father. You know, when your mother's 90, you start doing the math. That makes you pretty old, too. It's not like 90-year-olds have any teenagers, you know?
Duda swings through 0-1. Adam Warren up early. And all of those guys out there are interchangeable when they could be used.
You don't want to let this get out of hand. This is a big at bat, lefty on lefty for Smith. Again, he got to the 2-strike count. Now, if you've got your best curveball, if you've held it back till now, this is the time to throw it. You're looking for a great curveball and a strikeout here. Trying to hold that runner at third.
Bases loaded, 1 out, top of the third. Duda at the plate. 1-2.
He went with the curveball. Duda held off. If you believe in it, you got to call it again. That was a pretty good pitch, one that you could swing at, just a good take.
Fly ball, center field. Gardner makes the catch. Tagging is Borges. He'll score easily. Moving to third is Souza. Sac fly for Duda, and it's 2-1 Rays.
Well, they did go back to the curveball. Just not a lot of bite on it. Duda did a good job at just keeping the ball in the middle of the field, getting the run in. And Smith has an opportunity to keep this game in hand with a big out right here. Also keep himself in the game.
He'll face Trevor Plouffe with runners on the corners, 2 outs. Dribbled to third, barehanded by Frazier. The throw to first, the scoop by Cooper. They got him. What a play by Todd Frazier to get Smith out of the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 men left on base. Put a star on this one. An outstanding play by the Yankee third baseman to end the inning. Kia Summer SUV clearance sales event. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. And by CheapoAir.com, go to Pix11.com/team travel for great deals on Yankee away games. That's some play, Paul, on both ends.
There's good plays, and there's good plays that save runs. And, you know, the good plays that save runs change the games. And you're right, on both ends. Todd Frazier, bare hand. Cooper, good scoop. You know, you got a young pitcher on the ropes out there. That's a huge play for the Yankees right there.
And there they are. They made the play. Cooper on the left and Frazier on the right. Ground ball, base hit over the bag and into left field. Kicks off the sidewall. Torreyes is going for 2. It's misplayed by Dickerson, and Torreyes leads off the third with a double.
He's Mr. Energy. There's no doubt about it. He comes out of that on-deck circle swinging. Ground ball right down the line. Definitely fair. Just love to see this little guy and the energy that he brings towards his team. You're right, was misplayed, but it's a sure double all the way.
So leadoff double, and that's going to bring up Gardner. Gardner robbed of an extra base hit by Dickerson, leading off the bottom of the first inning. So the tying runs at second for the Yankees here in the bottom of the third. 2-1 Rays. And a strike. Snell, a first-round draft pick in 2011, 52nd pick in the draft, obviously a compensation pick. Father Dave pitched 6 seasons in the minor leagues. Highest he ever got was AA, so his son has made the bigs. The 0-1. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did, said Trip Gibson. You decide. Is Trip right?
Yeah, it's pretty close there.
The 0-2. Snell is highly regarded. In 2015, he was Baseball America's minor league player of the year. 15-4, 1.41. Born in Seattle. And he made his debut against the Yankees on April 23rd and pitched well. 6 strikeouts in 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and 1 walk.
It's funny, Mike, I was walking in today and all of a sudden, you know, you come down that little tunnel door and 4 guys, and I looked at it. It was the umpires. We were on Stu a little bit. I'm like, I made eye contact with him just in case he was chapped at me.
I think Stu's about the age of your youngest son.
I did notice it's a very young umpiring crew.
Stu is Stu Surewater, who threw out Joe Girardi, and if he could have thrown out a broadcaster, he might have thrown out Paul on Thursday.
You would have been right there with me. We'd have had Meredith up here doing solo.
Torreyes leads off second. 2-2. You can see that Gardner's desperately trying to pull the ball to get Torreyes over to third. Obviously, he wants more than that, but knows he has to hit the ball on the right side.
Yeah, now all bets are off. 2 strikes. You know, you go back to just being a hitter. Last at bat, he belted one to left center field. Dickerson made a tremendous catch.
And he strikes him out, although Gardner's saying, I tipped the ball. And the umpire agrees. Let's see.
Well, definitely hit the dirt. You can't really tell in real motion. Let's see here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the little misdirection there. I'm with you.
And he did not catch it on the fly. Three and 2 on Gardner.
This is where it comes into play. Snell's been pretty good to this point, but you know, you remember the scattering report and his inability to consistently throw good strikes. It's especially late in the count, 3-2, 3-1. You really got to remind yourself as a hitter, you know, this guy can lose it.
Well, tomorrow the Yankees are back on Yes to close out this weekend set with the Rays. Coverage begins at noon with outing batting practice today in the Chevy Yankees pregame. Then we're back for the call. Plus, after Yankees coverage, stay tuned for an all-new WB Mason Presents The Joe Girardi Show, only on Yes. So Sucre has a little bit of a conference with Snell. Now he's back behind the plate. 3-2 count on Gardner. Torreyes still at second, led off the inning with a double down the third base line. 3-2. Fly ball, left field. Dickerson makes the play, and Torreyes has to stay put.
A 9-pitch at bat, just got the ball up in the air. I mean, as a left-handed hitter, you can't, with 2 strikes, stay in that pull mode against a lefty. Gardner just got under it. This is where you on the on-deck circle, if you're Frazier, you're telling yourself, come on, let me pick this guy up. Pick Gardner up, and it just makes things run a little bit smoother as a team.
Missed outside. He does numbers, big numbers with runners in scoring position. 7 for 17, 412. The 3-run home run. Obviously, there was a guy in scoring position. Chopped slowly toward third. Plouffe makes the play. Moving to third is Torreyes.
And again, I mean, by Frazier making this out, it's going to give them the ability to walk Judge. They want to. There he is. That is Mikey Marver. When you get an Aaron Judge bat, when you go into tears, what do? You run to the gift store and you buy the lid. And you're the Judge's wig. He said it was the best day of his life. Well, it's early life. He looks like a youngster, right?
You have a lot of good days. Pitch outside to Judge. Judge struck out in the first inning. Rays lead 2-1, bottom of the third.
These are the at-bats I keep talking to you about, Michael, that in your mind as a hitter, all right, is he going to pitch to me? Well, strike one, okay, strike. Now he throws a ball off the plate, so now you're back and forth. Is he really going to give me something to hit? It's a very tough time to hit.
2-2.
Again, 2-1 changeup. The at-bats that Aaron Judge is going to have to realize he's probably going to have to use right center and right field to drive the ball, because they're not going to give him much to hit on the inner half.
Swing and a miss. Fastball up and in, 98 miles an hour. Judge down on strikes. He's still having a good day. The kid, not Judge at this point. 2-1 Rays. Tampa Bay leads the Yankees 2-1. 2-3-0, leading 1-3-0. Little cheese on the fries. Those fries are great. Have you ever had them? The Nathan's fries?
Oh, I've had Nathan's fries. Have you ever had French fries from the old days where you put malt vinegar on them?
I've heard of that, no.
Oh, so good. And you know what? In the middle of that question, I'm thinking to myself,
Right.
I'm talking to Michael here.
That's right.
This man doesn't eat anything.
That's exactly right.
I'm going to tackle you, headlock you, and just start shoving some of these foods in your mouth.
Ah,
just
that
for fun.
sounds great. Dickerson takes outside 1-0. It's funny because yesterday on the broadcast you brought up peanut butter and jelly, and I said I've never had peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people on Twitter after the game reading, how could you not have that? It's unbelievable. How could you never have tried it? And then I go home, I'm working out, and I have on the Met game. And Gary Cohen, who does what I do for the Mets, he's eating grasshoppers in the booth because they serve grasshoppers in Seattle. And I'm going, boy, are we different.
I haven't gone that far. Yeah. Yeah, I can throw in some yogurt or something, but not grasshoppers.
Down 1-1. Now 1-2 on Dickerson. Dickerson, Beckham, and Echeverria. That's a big thing, though, at Safeco Field.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You put chocolate on them?
No. It's like fried grasshoppers.
Wow.
Gary seemed to be enjoying them. And I won't eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Amazing.
Adam Warren's up again. Two. Foul back. Now Meredith Moragovitz tells me, because the Yankees were just out in Seattle, she said that the Yankees were eating grasshoppers on the bus ride after the game, and they're toasted grasshoppers. As Dickerson swings and misses, and then guys that didn't want to eat it, the guys were forcing others to try it.
Like a dare.
Yeah.
Mikey will eat anything.
Not this Mikey.
Except for that Mikey over there.
Tim Beckham steps in, the king of the long at bat. Had a fly ball right in the second inning. I've been to dinner with you, Paul. You'll eat anything, though.
You got it, yeah.
So why you turn up your nose at grasshoppers?
I haven't seen that on the menu that I go to. That didn't show up on the Italian restaurants here in New York.
It's not at Alba's?
No, it's not. It doesn't come with the cheese and olives.
That got a piece of Iasonia. Let's see what it got. Ooh.
Yeah, that kind of ricocheted right up of Sanchez's arm. A lot of times that ends up getting underneath the throat protector. Well, he's laughing at Stevie. Stevie's probably telling him a joke.
It's like he's okay. Stevie just giving him some time.
Remember in the old days without that protector, you know, I think Steve Yeager was the one, you know, the bat handle actually went into his throat. I mean, it was a dangerous time for catchers before those protectors. Talking about this little plastic.
I think that the way the ball bounced up, it put the protector into the throat almost. In the American League in the old days, Paul, when I first started following baseball, they used to have that big balloon protector. That would seem like it would be much more protective than what they have now. It's probably heavier and it's probably hotter, but boy, everything was covered. Your arms are in. If there was an umpire that you didn't like, which is kind of redundant, and you hit a foul ball that hit him in the mask and rocked him a little, did you smile a little to yourself?
No, you never just like. I mean, you didn't want physical harm. You just wanted to call them. You wanted them to call the game the way you wanted them to call them.
Right.
You know?
Right.
That's all.
Your way.
My way was if I didn't swing at it, it was a strike.
That's right. It was a ball. Now, there were some batters that got that respect, right?
Obviously.
Wade Boggs got a lot.
Absolutely. The longer you played in the game, the bigger benefit of the doubt. I think that you got at the plate. Never came into play at the bases and things like that.
Missed outside, 3-2.
Been trying to get that breaking ball to hit the outside corners. Just been missing with it. A lot of deep counts. He's 70th pitch coming up.
Line drive, foul.
Again, everything has just been a little bit up. And, he's been fortunate to. A lot of these balls have been driven foul, but not pounding the bottom of the strike zone. As a lot of people commented last night with how successful Tanaka was.
Beckham walks.
Yeah, Joe Girardi seeing the same thing. Just having a little trouble keeping the ball down. Doesn't want to let this thing get out of hand.
He's going to take the ball from Smith. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. More science, less fear. Wake up with Betty, Dan, Byron, Marissa, and the rest of the Picks Morning News crew with all the news, weather, and traffic you need to start your day. Mornings from 5 to 9 on the Picks 11 Morning News, New York's very own. So Adam Warren comes on, runner on first base, 1 out. Here is Echeverria. And he tries to bunt, bunt's foul.
Well, you better make a good bunt. You've seen Frazier barehand a couple balls coming in. Try to drag bunt on Todd Frazier. He does a good job of getting in, barehanding that ball and getting rid of it. Michael, you stated, I mean, Adam Warren in the 4th inning, understanding that this is, the time of the game it can change. And if you keep this offense in it, you get a good chance of winning this game.
Outside, 1-1. Last 18 appearances for Warren, you'd have to say they're pretty good. 17 2/3, just 10 hits, allowed just 1 run, walked 3, struck out 19. Oh, he was leaning, but he gets back.
I always wonder as a base runner, Mike, when a pitcher catches you leaning, all right, did I give it away? Or does he think I'm not going now because he almost got me?
What wins out?
I didn't go. I tried to get a bigger lead, make him go over there a couple times, and then maybe turn on the Jets again.
One and two. Two. Swing and a miss. Swung a pitch in the left-handed batter's box. 2 away.
That's Adam Warren's bread and butter, is that slider to righties off the outside corner, as Tanaka did last night. Rays get to be free swingers down in the count. Wow, long bat to catch that one, huh?
When you swing at a pitch that might have hit a batter in the left-handed batter's box, it's
not picking it up too well.
Sucre takes outside 1-0. Well, we told you earlier he doesn't walk, so obviously plate discipline is not on the top of his resume.
All of a sudden, Adam Warren, boom, 3-0. Try to work his way back into this count. Sucre, pretty good offensive player as a catcher.
Got 21 ribbies out of the number 9 spot, and that's 4th best in the major leagues. Obviously, you pay more attention to the 15 teams in the American League. Most teams in the National League have the pitcher batting 9th. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. They got him. Good throw by Sanchez. And Torreyes with the tag on Beckham. No runs.
Throw him out, double play, huh?
No, that was just one out. They already had two. So there you go. That's the third one. Beckham is out. Good tag by Torreyes. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Dealer. As the season continues, are the Rays contenders or pretenders? Go to pix11.com/vote. So one of the better throws that Sanchez has made all year, right on the bag, and a good tag by Torreyes ends the top of the fourth inning by getting Beckham attempting to steal. So now it'll be Sanchez, Holiday, and Gregorius.
Well, again, Warren comes in a little early, but kind of restores order, keeps the lead there, and all of a sudden, you know, the Yankees, they're in their bullpen, which is not a bad thing. And their offense only down by 1. You see Snell stuff and how, you know, he throws pretty hard, big breaking ball there, but it's plus stuff, but he doesn't get ahead in the count where he's able to get swing and misses.
A foul ball. They got a piece of sucre.
Everybody's grimacing back there. That foul ball just missed his hand and ricocheted off of sucre. Gary Sanchez looking over at the dugout saying, no, don't challenge it. You can feel in your hands when the ball hits the bat. You know, you get the vibration, obviously. Wow, this is a tough at bat for Sucre. I guess he's got a sense of humor, huh, Michael? When you get beat up, you might as well laugh about it.
Paul, there was a play yesterday in the Mets-Mariner game where Gene Segura is at the plate. And the ball looks like it hits his bottom hand, and he's writhing in pain. The trainer comes out. He's doubled over. Finally gets to first base. and Terry Collins challenges. It didn't come close to hitting. Hit the knob of the bat. I mean, hit the knob of the bat. Derek Jeter did that once.
I do remember when G did that. That's right. That's when your acting skills come out.
I'm telling you.
Those old Seinfeld episodes, you know, your acting skills come out.
High fly ball, deep left field. Dickerson back, track, wall. See ya, tie game.
You just see this kind of a hot streak coming from Gary Sanchez. His swings have been much better. Hit a home run the other night where he just got fooled. Well, he didn't get fooled on this one. He waited and waited and just hammered it. Actually, thought this one was going into the second deck. Fun team to watch offensively right now, Michael. So many people could do so many things. Just a hanging slider, and you see everything. Nothing's ahead. Everything's behind the ball. Just driven.
And that'll bring up Holiday. Pitch upstairs, 1-0.
You know, the first thing you're going to see when Matt Holliday starts to turn this around is his recognition of strikes. And you see he's taking a lot of third strikes now, questioning some balls, and that just means you're getting a little extra head movement, a little movement where you're not picking up the ball as well.
Ground ball, base hit.
His swings overall have been pretty good. It's just about, you know, being able to kind of control the bat by, you know, swinging at strikes and taking the balls.
So a single for Holiday. That brings up Gregorius, who had a sac fly in the second. The sac fly was his 50th run batted in, and it comes in his 79th game. Last year, he got his 50th RBI in his 106th game. Game tied at 2, bottom of the 4th. Holiday leads off first, held by Duda. And Snell deals. Foul back. Now the Sanchez homer, Paul, second home run in 3 games. He had only 1 in his previous 22, so maybe it is starting to come around for him. He has 16 on the season, and only Salvador Perez has more as a catcher, and Perez of the Royals has 21.
You know, easily can have a big second half and hit mid-20s, close to 30. I mean, that's the type of power he has. We talked about it the other day. When he starts to really get confident in using right center here, as he did last year, is when he's really dangerous here in Yankee Stadium. Turning into Gotham here today, Michael. A little dark, huh?
It is.
Not your typical July day.
Popped up on the left side. Poof. Sees it go into the seats. Now the previous foul ball. Look at this. This could have cost, yes, a lot of money. It just missed our Fletcher cam. Just missed.
Fletch almost went on the DL. Weren't we here last year when that happened, when he got hit?
Yeah. If Fletch gets hit, you got to sit out for 3 games.
Is that it?
Make up some of that money, yeah.
3 games from me and like 1 minute for you.
High pop-up. Plouffe is there to make the play for the first out. I know we were joking about it earlier, but Paul, in the top of the 5th inning, don't you think that the light should come on? Would this affect you now as a hitter or a fielder?
I don't know. I mean, I think it looks a lot darker on television looking at the screen, but yeah, it's gloomy out. But, you know, I think you see the ball well. I actually think you see the ball better now than if it's bright sunshine, where you know you've got the glare and you're really squinting to pick up the seams.
Here's Garrett Cooper, 1-0.
I was glad to see him in the lineup. Wanted to see some at bats. He just looks like a guy that can really use all the field as soon as he becomes comfortable. Like I said, 360 in AAA. Don't do that by accident. You've got an idea of what you're trying to do at the plate.
And 75 games at Colorado Springs. That's the Milwaukee Brewers AAA affiliate. 366, 17 homers, and 82 runs batted in. And he's had so few at bats that his single in the second inning raised his batting average from 208 to 240.
That's a beautiful thing, right?
It's a nice jump. Three and one on Cooper.
We had kind of expected kind of a slow paced game because of Snell and his inability to pitch ahead. And it's just the way it is. But you see his stuff. You know, the Rays can get him in the strike zone. He could be a successful pitcher.
Well, at AAA this year, 2.66 and a 5-0 record. And his ratio today certainly not bad. 40 strikes, 20 balls, 60 pitches overall. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a 2-2 game, 3-2 count on Cooper, and Holiday's at first. One away. And he walked him. Good at bat for Cooper. So first and second, one man out, and that'll bring up Todd Frazier. And also bring out Jim Hickey to have a talk with Snell.
You know, you got to be impressed with young guys that will take a walk, because, Michael, believe me, when you're a young player and you're just getting your first at bats, the last thing you want to do is walk. You want to hit. You want to drive the ball out of the ballpark, and you know, you really got to kind of step back a little bit, have good solid at bats, and realize what you're trying to do. And then, you know, if they're going to pitch you to the point where you don't have a lot to hit, you got to take the walk, set it up for the next guy. In this case, it's Todd Frazier.
Frazier has played for some good teams. He was on a Reds team that actually led the San Francisco Giants 2-0 in a playoff series. Giants came back and won the last 3 in a row and then won the World Series, went on to win the series. So he's been on good teams, but not of late. So he said this has been refreshing for him. Each game counts, and it's so big. He likes that feeling.
Remember, he was the big hometown guy, won the home run derby in the All-Star game in Cincinnati.
You know, he's got just the 2 months plus left on his contract, and then he's a free agent. But Fly ball right field. Coming on Souza, and he makes the play. And I was going to say that he wants to be here. I mean, he doesn't just look at this as a 2-month stop. He really would like to be here, but obviously everything's fluid. See what happens during the offseason.
See Souza coming in, making that play and actually wanting to throw to first base, but nobody's home. See, right after this, he picks up Cooper and might have a shot, and all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute, there's nobody at first.
So here's Ronald Torreyes. He doubled his first time up. Well, what a nice year this guy's having. 289, and he's filled in admirably whatever position he plays. The first month for Gregorius. Remember, the Yankees got off to a good start, and he's been playing second a lot with Castro on the DL for the second time now. Great guy to have on the bench. Very well respected in the clubhouse. Everybody likes him.
But, you know, the key to that sentence, Michael, was he fills in. And, you know, you think as a fan, well, why don't you just play him every day? He's doing great. Little guy fills in, can wear himself out, can overswing at times. But as a fill-in, as a guy that can give guys rest, the perfect guy to have on the team. And, you know, as you build teams and you're Brian Cashman, the Yankee organization, you see guys like this, you know, as just they're game changers because they can really help the team throughout the year.
And you could end up having a guy with more talent on the bench, but that guy might be disgruntled and not like that role.
A lot of times everyday players that try to become that utility guy have a tough time. You know, it's hard to turn your mind off, or hard to tell yourself, hey, I'm better off the bench than I am playing every day.
And that's why it really was amazing on a couple of your championship teams that a Hall of Famer, Tim Raines, accepted coming off the bench. Darryl Strawberry accepted coming off the bench. They never complained. They actually liked it.
You know, it was at the perfect time of their career where they slid everything aside and saw the magic of winning in New York and how important it was that Joe Torre pushed the right buttons on who played and who didn't.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. There's a ground ball to third. Plouffe gets a high hop across the diamond, gets Torreyes, and Snell works out of more trouble. But the Yankees tied the game. Gary Sanchez with his 16th home run of the year tied the game at 2. We go to the 5th. Tri-Honda dealers are the Rays contenders, pretenders. Over 15,000 people have voted. And over 90% say the Rays are pretenders. Well, if this game is on in their clubhouse, they're a little bit chapped right now.
I'd say. I don't consider them pretenders. I consider them being a pretty good team in a very good division. I mean, there's some good teams in this division, including the Yankees and the Red Sox. But you don't get to this part of the season without some good players. And if you go around the field, there's some talent. And offensively, I think it's surprised some people, but their pitching, especially their starting pitching's always been kind of a strength in the organization. But they've gone through a ton of injuries, Michael, throughout the year.
Slow roller. Nice play by Warren to get Sucre.
I think Adam Warren knew who was running, and when you get a catcher that topped the ball, you still got a chance. One of your faster players hits that ball, you kind of walk over and just put it in your back pocket. It took no time, barehanded, and just pivoted and threw. Good play. What's interesting, if you watch that play, it's so natural to pick up the baseball and get it in that four-seam thing. And you saw him pick up the baseball, and as you're going to throw, you turn it to get those four seams to make a good, solid, straight throw. Now watch the replay here. As you pick it up, you're so accustomed to throwing four seams. All right, you picked it up. Now watch the ball. It will turn in your hand just naturally. You see that? To get that nice four seam. It's so important as an outfielder to do the same thing.
Is it just second nature and it happens?
It is. To this day, you could throw me a ball and I'll grab it, and as I go up into that throwing motion, you just kind of turn it to feel those seams, those four seams, because you want that true spin. Worst thing you can do is throw a two-seamer from right field. It could end up in the on-batter circle. It's just the way it is.
They have turned on the lights here at the stadium. Now Sanchez is looking at the replay of Warren's throw. Says, good job.
Every once in a while, you can take a break in the middle of an inning just to enjoy something that that kind of brings a little chuckle to everybody. Michael, life is good with you now. The lights are on.
That's right.
You feel much better about yourself.
High fly ball. Deep left. Frazier back in the corner on the track at the wall. See ya. A home run for Souza. And the Rays retake the lead 3-2.
I know that Souza thought he hit that ball fair, but it kind of stayed fair. The wind blowing in might have kept it fair. A lot of times as a right-handed hitter pulling it right down the line, you have a tendency to hook the ball a little bit. What's that all about? Hanging slider. You know what I think he said? I think he waited at the plate, almost like he was kind of Reggieing it, but it was kind of a natural reaction, thinking I might have pulled it foul.
He's somewhat lucky because it certainly didn't get out by a lot.
It's been one of those games where the Yankees just keep coming back, but they can never take the lead. It's just like the Rays keep adding one here, adding one there.
Souza has something to say to Sanchez there.
Yeah, I think he was saying, I wasn't hot dogging this. I didn't think it was fair or foul, and it just, you don't want to irritate other players by.
High fly ball, left field. Frazier in the corner,
I'm going foul with this, Michael.
Foul ball.
And the last thing you want to do is irritate other players, especially when you hit one in the first or second row. But that's a natural reaction when you pull the ball right down the line, because at the plate, that's like your best view of it. You're looking right down the line. And you see right there, in the hitters, you still won't really know, but you've got a great view right there. And then all of a sudden you realize, you know what? I did kind of watch this, but you see him say foul. He's probably telling Sanchez, I was just waiting to see if this was fair or foul.
Torreyes with a nice play from his knees, and he gets Longoria for the final out. What a play by Ronald Torreyes. The Souza home run makes it 3-2. We are halfway through, bottom of the fifth coming up. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. Visit getfios.com. And by Ford. For great deals on Ford cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers, visit buyfordnow.com. So there's a symmetry to the line score. Rays 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth. Yankees 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth. So it's 3-2 Tampa Bay. Top of the order for the Yankees. Brett Gardner starts it off. He's had 2 fly balls to left.
One stat that sticks out right there, 19 home runs so far for Gardner. And some big ones too, Michael. We've gone over a couple of them, and probably you and I kind of agree the biggest hit of the year to this point was that big home run he hit in Wrigley Field. It kind of turned things around for this team early in the year. I remember Frazier's home run against Milwaukee. I thought that was a huge hit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, throughout a season, you're going to have, I guess you could say, seminal moments that if something good happens that season, you say that was a big reason why. And then you'll also have those moments where they've had very painful losses that if they fall 1 or 2 games short, you'll look at that and go, you know what, that's one of those games. Meredith, you have more on Gardner, don't you?
Well, Michael, he's a big part of this team, both on the field and in the clubhouse. And while CC Sabathia may be the leader as far as the pitching staff is concerned, he told me the other day that Brett Gardner is the heart and soul of the team. He said he is the jokester, he gets everybody going, and he is a big part of this team, has been for a long time. He also serves as a mentor to some of those younger outfielders like Clint Frazier. When Frazier was asked about him, he said, Gardner just has that clutch gene. He's a guy that acts like a little kid out there. You can't tell he's 34 years old. He just carries a ton of energy with him.
It's amazing that he is the longest tenured Yankee.
I almost had to remind myself on the way to the park that today, because I was looking through, the lineup, and I'm thinking of Gardner, I'm thinking of Didi, guys that are your leaders because they're out there a lot. And Gardner, he's a kind of the player. High curveball got him there. Kind of the player that young guys look up to. Plays hard, some big hits. Fun guy to be around in the clubhouse. Probably not so fun right now, Michael, when you just take a curveball. You know that?
How about Dylan Betances up to pitch the 6th? There's Clint Frazier. I don't mind that, Paul, and it's not for me to mind, and the pitchers don't seem to mind it. And if you've got arms like he has out there, and then you see the big part of a lineup coming up, why not use him in the 6th rather than waiting till the 8th? That one is ripped to left field. Dickerson coming on, slides to make the play to retire Clint Frazier.
Well, Dickerson's made a couple good plays out there. Gardner in the 1st, and this right here, this is a dangerous ball, because this is the kind of looping line drive in the gap that you can lose in the lights. Let's see if he has any trouble. Just slid under him. And I agree with you, Michael. I mean, there are certain innings that are much bigger than others. You set up your lineup 2, 3, 4, 5. Those hitters for a reason, because that's where you put a lot of your run production as an offense together.
Judge has struck out twice against Snell, the 1-0. There's a strike. Let's check out today's Power Report, furnished by Bob's. Everything's better with a Bob-O-Pedic. Find out why at mybobs.com. American League leaders, Judge with 33 homers. Mike Moustakas, who had his 30th home run yesterday, he's in 2nd place. 2-1. There's a strike.
Yeah, that's that borderline pitch, especially to Judge. And as tall as he is, the ball down sometimes gets called. Again, changes the count 2-2, 3-1. Big difference.
Now it's 3-2. Of course it is.
Just start walking up to 2. Just go from there.
Save time.
Yeah. 4 at bats, save probably 5-10 minutes a game.
And the payoff. He walked him.
Important to get walks. I mean, Judge's home run yesterday, but he's also has not just off just a tiny bit. But if you can mix in some walks, all of a sudden you start seeing the ball a little bit better. A hit here or there. Judge's case, a home run here or there. Next thing you know, you're rolling.
Well, Hickey has a talk with Snell with Sanchez due up. Sanchez looped a double down the left field line in the 2nd inning. Came around to score and then hit a long home run to left in the 4th.
A bloop and a blast.
That'll make a day.
Oh, it's off to a good start.
2 homers his last 3 games. Is Sanchez ready to unleash the Kraken, as his followers say on Twitter, and the Yankees put up whenever he hits a home run on the board. Pitch is high.
Every once in a while, you see Gary Sanchez kind of get a little jumpy in there, and you know, he kind of gets out on his front foot, and you'll see him wave at some pitches. And today, you see how smooth he is, and how easy that front foot's hitting, and it just looks like his timing's so much better the past couple days than it has been. As soon as I say that, he tries to hit one out of the stadium. Pitch just out. He's looking for something hard, something he can drive.
Two and one. Well, Snell, who's had so much trouble with his command, just has 2 walks in this game. 1 to Cooper and 1 to Judge. The ratio is pretty good. 53 strikes, 33 balls for a guy who's not had command. The 2-1. Chase the high fastball. 2-2.
Tell you what, everything looks good. It's just the pitches are just a little bit up or just a little bit out. He's really trying in kind of in pull mode. With 2 strikes, you kind of open up the whole field with a little bit different approach.
Swing and a miss. Again, a high fastball, and Sanchez went up the ladder. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. We have 5 in the books. 3-2 Rays. You don't know which one to play with first. Well, Joe Girardi has a new bunch of toys out in the bullpen now. One of the best toys he's had out there is Dellin Betances, and seeing him in the 6th inning is a little bit unusual, but I guess we should get used to that because all of these pitchers are interchangeable.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Michael, and you're in a 3-2 game here. I mean, it's not like you still expect to win this game. You expect your offense to throw up some numbers, so to bring him in to shut down, you know, the big part of their lineup, I like the move. I like those numbers, too. Look at that. 164 average against. It's pretty impressive.
66 strikeouts in 36 innings. Last time he came into a game in the 6th was July 9th of last year at Cleveland. It's his first time starting the 6th inning since August 13, 2014 at Baltimore. And he deals a breaking ball inside to Lucas Duda. Duda, Plouffe, and Dickerson. So Warren won an inning in the third, gave up the home run to Souza, and that's the difference in the game right now. 3-2 Tampa Bay, top of the sixth. The one concern that they've had with Betances is from game to game, you just don't know if he's going to have that command.
Well, you know, you go to a hitter and it's like, you know, it's whether he swings at strikes. In Betances, it's whether he throws strikes.
Right.
I mean, he does not get hit hard. Just every once in a while recently, you know, he's lost the feel for the strike zone at times.
And Duda walks on 4 pitches.
And there will be people, Michael, that say, hey, you know what, you're not going to get the consistency out of pitches unless they know their exact role, which I disagree with. I think bullpen guys need to be ready. I mean, you do have a closer, but the other bullpen guys need to be ready at important times of the game from, you know, depending how your starter's throwing, 5th, 6th, 7th inning on. Can be anybody.
.99 miles an hour. Today's high-speed pitch comes from Fios. Visit getfios.com.
Yeah, 99 threw it by him. All of a sudden now you've opened up a couple opportunities for that strikeout with a curveball.
Grounded softly to third. Frazier makes the out at first. Moving to second is Duda.
That's a pretty good curveball too. He put in play, but was able to move Duda over to second.
Now Plouffe is 0 for 3 today, over his last 16. Sanchez has a talk with Betances with Dickerson up. Now Dickerson has been slumping. 0 for 2 in this game, 2 for his last 25. But would you rather face Beckham with runners on first and second and 1 out, or Dickerson with 19 homers, and they're going to pitch to Dickerson? Popped up, shallow right. So Reyes makes the play. Got a good jump on that. Hauled it in fairly easy manner. 2 away.
I think it was a smart thing. I mean, if you pitch around Dickerson there, all of a sudden, then you put more pressure on Betances with men on first and second to throw strikes. You don't want to walk the bases loaded. So big out there. Now you've got this guy up, Tim Beckham, that loves to really work that count.
Beckham 0 for 1 with a walk. This is Betances' 266th career appearance, and that passes Lindy McDaniel for 24th in franchise history. And Lindy McDaniel, a prominent name in Yankee history because the Yankees traded Lindy to Kansas City for Lou Piniella. The 0-1.
Wow. Talk about a wake-up call over there on the dugout. Line drive.
Joe Espada says, let me sit down for a while. But pops back up.
Boy, those check swings, it's just, it happens so quick. You're not at that angle, just not expecting it. tough pitch to lay off right there. Beckham does such a good job with 2 strikes.
And another conversation between Sanchez and Betances.
A little more extra credit, Michael.
Lots of extra credit. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. I believe that Sanchez has had a deal with our producer Bill Bolin, so these trips allow Bill to get all the elements in.
In case we're running behind on something?
Yeah.
In case we got to prop one of your shows or something like that?
That's right. 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. We're in the 6th inning. Tampa Bay leads the Yankees 3-2. Hope you're having a great Saturday, everybody, and thank you for joining us, spending part of your day with us. Again, putting together a long at bat as he fouls back 101 miles an hour.
By seeing that high fastball, is really set up for a good curveball right here. Very hard as a hitter to lay off a good curveball after having to catch up to something at a 99 to 100 up around your hands.
Strike 3. Sonia took his time and finally punched out Beckham for the final out.
And the frustration there is the hesitation on the umpire. Pitch is close. Take us out of here, Michael.
Giving him time to raise his arm. There it is. The Honda Summerbration Sales Event. 3-4-0 leading 2-5-0. Blake Snell has gone 5. Caleb Smith lasted just 1 out into the 4th. Souza 2 for 3, a solo home run. Gary Sanchez 2 for 3, a double and a solo home run. Now, if you're following the symmetry of the scoreboard out there, you would say the Yankees are going to score here in the 6th.
Looking for that pattern, Michael.
That's the pattern.
Got this new app on my iPad my daughter put on. It's one of those mind things. You got to play every day to keep your mind sharp, and then it scores you. I haven't been scoring too well, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Blaming it on user error at this point. keep working on it, though.
Now there's the pattern, but don't put that 0 in the bottom of the 6 just yet. Could be a 1 if it follows the pattern.
These are giveaways today, huh? The camo
nice,
hats,
man.
huh?
These are really
my new golf hat right there.
Sharp.
New York Yankee camo hat.
The 0-2. Line drive, base hit to left field. Cutting over is Dickerson. He'll field the ball right near the warning track and hold Holiday to a leadoff single.
Well, again, another good swing. Holiday, you hope that it's on to something here, and another good play by Dickerson to cut this ball off. This ball's hit hard. Breaking ball down, he just attacks it. Hammers it into left, but Dickerson keeps it from getting into the wall. And by doing that, keeps Holiday at first base. Holiday gonna bust it around first and pick up to see if the ball got to the wall. Nope.
So 2 hits for Holiday's first multi-hit game since coming up the DL. And Didi pops it up. And that'll make the seats out of play.
Have you noticed, Michael, in this series that Kevin Cash, the manager, seems to have a pretty long leash? You see Romo up in the bullpen, but he's given his starters every opportunity to try to get through innings, and it's cost him. Last night it cost him. It also, you get a lot of respect from your starting pitchers when you get an opportunity to get through some innings.
I think some of that, though, Paul, is a product of, does he have a dominating bullpen?
Absolutely.
And he doesn't. Yeah. 1-1. 2-1. And they've also blown leads. They've blown a lead in 32 losses this season, the most in the American League. Two-one. Fly ball shallow left, coming on Dickerson, and he makes the play. Looks like he lost it for a moment.
Yeah, ball off the end of the bat didn't carry quite as much. He took off like it was over his head. Late break. It does what every outfielder would do, and that's call off the shortstop. I got it.
Now that is going to do it for Snell, with Cooper due up. He's going to go to his right-hander, and Joe's going to go to Headley. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. More science, less fear. 31st, when all guests in attendance will receive a Yankees baseball card pack courtesy of Topps. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. So Headley pinch hitting for Cooper. Romo in for Snell. That's what Snell has done to this point. He's given up 2 runs, runner at first, his responsibility. Last 16 games, Headley hitting .375. Also has a .387 on-base percentage against right-handed pitchers this year. You see the numbers on Romo between the Dodgers and the Rays.
Remember Romo from the past in the National League. A lot of sliders, sinker slider guy. Big bullpen guy for the Giants for years.
Fly ball deep left. Dickerson back. Still back on the track. Looking up. See ya. Headley goes the other way. A 2-run shot. And the Yankees retake the lead 4-3.
Tell you what a great at bat for Chase Headley. A sinker guy. Got it up and he drove it the other way. He's been really good lately from the left side, and you can see the emotion. I mean, this team right now is feeling really good things happening. Fun to come to the ballpark. 2-seamer up in the strike zone, right off the barrel, and you've got to hit it pretty good as a left-handed hitter. Dickerson going back, not going to catch this one. Good day to hit for lefties. Looks like the ball is carrying well to left. Great at bat by Chase Headley.
5th home run, all from the left side. Todd Frazier takes outside, so the Yankees up 4-3. Different player. If you look at the breakdown of Headley's year, I mean, you can't do that. If you take out May, he's had a really good year, but his May was so bad that it has evened out the numbers. He had a good April, a good June, and he's having a great July. 2-1. Well,
you finally broke over it where you got the lead. First time all game the Yankees have actually got in the lead, and this is where Joe Girardi can have some fun with that bullpen.
High pop-up. Plouffe makes the play for the second out.
High pop-up Plouffe. Gave you a little extra there.
You know, I think we're going to let you do play-by-play one of these days.
You think so?
Well, you do most of the time anyway.
Everybody in the truck just said they're off. That's going to be hard to direct and do my own show up here. Meredith, you in?
Totally in.
Good. See that? I won't be alone then.
Paul, I totally have your back on that. I'm in.
Thank you.
Here's Torreyes. And the pitch outside, 1-0. Only the 3rd pinch hit home run for Headley, and both of them came in 2009. And that was when he was with San Diego.
Well, I was watching the fan reaction. You know, we've got a great view from here, and it's, you know, obviously you're going to see the fans up on their feet after a home run, but there's something, you know, there's a little bit more. The fans are up, they're cheering. It's just, there's such a good feeling at Yankee Stadium right now that you just have not seen in a while.
It's been kind of a roller coaster year. The great start, then 10-22 over 32 games, which would submarine most seasons, but it didn't do it to the Yankees, and now they've bounced back.
It might not be over either, Michael. Monday's right around the corner. You know, that trade deadline is coming up. And I think it's such a relief from players when they finally do, you know, a team makes a trade, you get guys in there, and you know, this is who we're going to war with. This is who we're going to finish this season with. And it has really jump-started the Yankee season.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Nope. He fouled the ball off to stay alive. Last 8 games for the Yankees, they've lost just 1. They scored 5.6 runs per game, hit at a .275 clip, 14 home runs in 18 games, and the ERA is 2.80. Last 8 games. Two. Swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. But a pinch hit home run by Chase Headley, a 2-run shot, has put the Yankees on top. His first home run since June 13th in Anaheim. This one gives the Yankees a 4-3 lead. Brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealer. Hurry into your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on 2017 models. By NYU Langone Orthopedics. By Spectrum. Join America's fastest growing TV, internet, and voice provider. Get the Spectrum Triple Play today. By Toyota. Tested. Trusted. Toyota. Let's go places. By Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. And by Audi. Get exceptional offers on select models during the Summer of Audi sales event. All right, so the Yankees now have a 4-3 lead, and we'll take a look at the Rays in-game box score brought to you by Infinity and Power of the Drive. Just 4 hit for the Rays, a solo home run by Borges, a solo home run by Souza, 2 walks and a sac fly by Duda, and a single by Sucre. Also, Beckham walked, and Longoria walked. New pitcher for the Yankees, Tommy Kahnle, as Betances gave the Yankees a scoreless 6th. Now, Betances had that stretch where he really struggled, but in his last 10 games, including the scoreless 6th, he has a 0.93 ERA, 194 batting average against. He's pitched 9 2/3 innings, just 1 run, 4 walks, and 16 strikeouts. Echeverria fouls it back, 0-2.
Kahnle looks like one of those pitchers as a hitter you remember walking up and it's just like the pressure is on you as a hitter. He's always pumping strikes.
Malik Smith pinch hitting for Sucre. Pitch high.
Every once in a while, even as a power pitcher, you got to throw something a little off speed just to register something different in the hitter's eye. It's Morrison on deck. You say he had a bad heel, Mike?
Yep. Bad left heel. 2-2. Newly acquired Steve Cishek. Up the middle and a base hit for Smith. Now you have to watch him. He is a threat to go. So here is Logan Morrison.
The Rays, we talked about their offense, a team that hits a lot of home runs, and they brought Duda in to help in there, but they also do have some guys that they rely on to steal bases. And, right now, you got to watch that because they can try to manufacture a run in a different way. Tough to take the bat out of Morrison's hands, though, with 20-some home runs.
That one's ripped to right field. It is a base hit. It'll go to the wall. Judge gets the ball in quickly. A pinch hit single for Morrison. Smith moves to third.
Well, I tell you what, he hammered this ball, but Michael, you're correct on the thing. You saw him gimping around first base. That heel really bothered him. I'll tell you what, he set this up. It's a 90-some mile-an-hour fastball right off the barrel, but you see not moving too well.
You would think that they would send, although he's a catcher, Wilson Ramos out the pinch run for him because he's going to have to catch anyway. And they're not going to keep Morrison in the game, and then Smith could play center for Borges. But they stay with Morrison. So here's Steven Souza Jr. First and third, one out. One off speed. 0-1.
Good way to start the count. Little slider out on the outside corner.
One.
Go with the same pitch and just missed. I'd agree with that one.
Yankees lead 4-3. One man out. The 1-1. Right in on the hands with the breaking ball. 1-2.
That backup slider, the one that actually goes back the other direction, doesn't quite bite. Sometimes jams the hitters there. And they've kind of set up for that high fastball that Sanchez has been calling.
And the pitch.
Tried. It's kind of a dangerous pitch with men on third base, but you're going for the strikeout there, and you're trying to obviously keep the ball in the infield.
Now 3-2 on Souza with Longoria on deck.
Hard to kind of guess along with this at bat because he's used his slider so many times in the count. Go back with the slider.
He got him. 2 away.
Souza can't believe it, looking out there like, Headley, you throw 99. How can you throw me a 3-2 slider? But this is just faith that the hitter's going to be a little anxious. 3-2.
Good pitch.
Certainly was. In the strike zone and out. A big strikeout. And now they pinch run.
Well, it's not. It's not Ramos. It's Pruitt, the pitcher.
It's a smart thing sometimes as a manager, especially in a close game. You're looking, you know, if this is tied up, you go into extra innings. You don't want to burn your whole bench out.
Yeah,
Get some of these pitchers out there to get loose. You don't want to injure anybody, though.
He should have been in there and out before. Here's Longoria, so it doesn't get any easier for Headley. Punch the other way, and it is going to be a foul ball. Just barely. Not a lot of room out there.
We talked about when it stays in the park, it's got to be somewhat close, couple feet.
He protects that pitch pretty well.
He does, especially here in Yankee Stadium. He knows he can reach the seats in right field, which, you know, down in Tampa is a different ballpark. But completely different hitter here in Yankee Stadium, and I think that's why he's been so successful. He always has the ability to pull the ball. He's quick inside, but able to really use the outside part of the plate to hit the seats here.
Another breaking ball, the count 0-2 on Longoria, so there's a lot of things you could do here up in the count 0-2.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's really featured that slider when he got in trouble with men in scoring position. But again, you have to expect that fastball possibly outside the strike zone up. He seems to really want to rely, as most of the pitchers have, against Longoria with the breaking ball.
Goes breaking ball away. 1-2. Longoria, the DH today, 0-2 with a walk. And the pitch. Popped up. Sanchez makes the play, and Headley works into and out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Headley gets the dangerous Longoria at the end of 6.5. The Yankees lead by a score of 4-3. Boy, is he pumped up, and so are the Yankee fans. We're going to stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest who is joined by her family. United States Army Sergeant Dawn Adams Alexander from the Bronx, who served in Operation Desert Shield. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the microphone behind home plate and welcome back country rock star and former member of the Army's elite Task Force Ranger Assault Unit, Kenny Thomas. He will now sing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, why we're for. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless
Today's in-game box score brought to you by Infinity and Power the Drive. Gary Sanchez had a big afternoon, 2 for 3, a solo home run and a double. He scored 2 runs. Matt Holliday with 2 singles. D.B. Gregorius 0 for 2, but a sac fly, his 50th ribby. Chase Headley pinch hitting for Garrett Cooper with a 2-run home run. Big blow in the game, giving the Yankees the lead, and Ronald Torreyes 1 for 3, a double. And now, Malin Smith moves in at center. And Wilson Ramos behind the plate. Steve Cishek is on the mound. And there's a strike. Swing and a miss.
And see Cishek with that sidearm delivery, he can really cut the ball in on lefties.
They got Cishek from the Mariners yesterday for Erasmo Ramirez. Swing and a miss. Gardner down on strikes. Now Cishek actually faced the Yankees last Saturday night when he was at the Mariners.
See this delivery really down, sidearm. This two-seamer that takes off up and away, followed after that cutter in. Tough at bat.
Cishek came into that game Saturday up 4-2 with 1 out in the 6th. First batter Aaron Judge hit a home run, but Cishek got Holliday and Sanchez to finish the night. Yankees ended up tying it in the 9th inning, but they lost that game in the 10th, the only game they lost in Seattle. And Frazier swings and misses, 1-1. Clint is 0 for 3. Had the big 3-run home run yesterday. At the time, gave the Yankees a 5-0 lead. Ripped the other way and out of play. David Robertson's up.
Both manager using all their new toys, huh, Michael? Just filing them all in.
Well, that certainly seems to be the way to not only get to the postseason, but to get through it. Popped up. Duda gives it a look, but it's out of play. I mean, the Royals won their World Series. Great bullpen. Cubs last year, mixing and matching, finishing it up with Chapman, and the team that they beat in 7 games, the Indians, had a great bullpen. Swing and a miss. Frazier down on strikes. Now, we mentioned that home run that Judge hit off Cishek. Well, why don't we take a look at it, Paul?
Watch him hit him, boy. It's just so see a lot of guys in the history of baseball drive the ball like that.
Judge is 0 for 2 with a walk today. First pitch is a strike.
I think pitchers remember. Took him deep on a fastball, first pitch slider. Another slider. See how Cishek can be very tough on righties. I like that look through the net there, Michael.
I like it. Very artsy.
Nice.
There's little Mikey.
Mikey's still waiting. He's still eating, too.
Bottom of the 7th inning, 4-3. Yankees over Tampa Bay. Yankees trying to notch another win. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. They've won 7 of 8. And they've moved into first place. Red Sox play tonight. That's a cool little phone cover. And he's more than willing to buy a new one that has 28 on it next year.
Think those would be out if it happened? Huh?
In a second.
Quick.
Swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes, and Cishek strikes out the side. Top of the Yankee order, 1, 2, 3. We go to the 8th. Big games tonight, and it's brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Mets and Seattle. It's about to start. Kansas City and Boston. The Royals have won 9 in a row. That's a 7-10 start at Fenway. Cleveland in Chicago faced the White Sox, also 7-10. Cubs in Milwaukee. Milwaukee beat the Cubs last night. Baltimore at Texas, 8:05, and Minnesota at Oakland, 9:05. One game going on right now, bottom of the 9th inning. The Angels lead the Blue Jays by a score of 6-5. David Robertson. He will come on.
We ever get a final word on Tulowitzki? Is he out again?
Well, they called up Ref Snyder. So I think Tulowitzki went on the DL, yeah.
So he rolled his ankle yesterday?
Mm-hmm. Now, there's been a lot of talk that the Yankees might be in the market for starting pitcher. You keep hearing the name Sonny Gray. There are other names out there, and sometimes deals happen that you never even hear the name.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Caleb Smith started for the Yankees today. And although the Yankee bullpen is, David Robertson told me yesterday, Cash has built the best bullpen in baseball. Okay, so even if you look at it that way,
right,
if it's the best or one of the best, you can't afford. That one is driven deep to right field. Fair ball, it's a tie game. It is a fair ball into the upper deck. Duda ties the score. Wow.
Well, I don't know what to say on that one. That ball was absolutely crushed.
That is some rarefied real estate up there to go upper tank in this ballpark. Don't know if it hit the facing of that upper deck. Definitely bounded into the second deck.
Yeah, that's a ricochet there. I think it already hit. David
Robertson was impressed and depressed.
Hung a slider. Back to your story, Michael. You didn't finish it.
You can't afford every 5 days to expect your bullpen to get 21 outs. I mean, it's too much to ask because then you weaken that bullpen for the next day and the day after that. And there, as you said earlier, Paul, not a lot of off days.
That's why it was so nice last night with Tanaka going so late into the game.
Brad Miller pinch hitting for Plouffe. Grounds the 1-2 to Torres, who backhands it, makes the play. One away. Here's Dickerson against Robertson. So the Yankee bullpen today has allowed a couple of home runs that were damaging. Souza against Warren with 2 outs in the 5th, and now Duda against Robertson. So Duda, 2 games, 2 home runs. It's exactly the way the Rays drew it up. I always felt, Paul, that his swing plays for this ballpark. It's like it was built for this ballpark.
Well, I tell you what, those 2 swings he's had the last couple days, you could see how, it's picture perfect.
Big cut, 2-2. Well, we're talking about Sonny Gray. A lot of teams are interested in the A's starter, and our buddy Bob Clappish of NJ.com writing the A's are expected to pull Sonny Gray from tomorrow's start against the Twins. Past a diving Headley into right field, as requested by the multiple teams involved in the trade talks.
Yeah, it's going to depend on how greedy Oakland gets and how much they want in return. I mean, obviously he's a good fit here. He's a good fit in a lot of spots. And there's some three of the big names out there we were talking about last night. But Gray, age-wise and contract-wise, he's a good fit for any team.
3 completely different guys to get. Gray, you have control of through 2019. Verlander's paid an extraordinary amount of money through 3 more years. And then you've got Darvish, who's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. So each one comes, I think, with a different price and a different talent level as well.
And who are you taking there, Michael? I mean, if you
I would want Gray.
Yeah, I just think he fits in the youth program here better than anybody else. Not that I wouldn't take any of them, to tell you the truth.
Now, one thing's interesting, though. If I could get Verlander, right, and send a contract that I don't want to Detroit with a young player. So you're not adding salary over the next couple of years. That would intrigue me because he's a really good second-half pitcher.
Sure. He's been there. He's been through the playoffs. He's proven. There's no doubt about it.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Beckham down on strikes, 2 away.
Was I reading today that, on the Sonny Gray topic, I don't think Cashman and Billy Beane have done a trade like 15 years or something, huh?
Yeah, they're two really bright guys, and probably one wants to get the better of the other, and I guess they have a hard time coming to an agreement.
Right. Be weird in those meetings, huh, Michael? I mean, we all played, Monopoly and things where you're trading this or trading that, but I mean, you're trading individuals, and you're trading for people that you have scouting reports on that you really don't even know. But you know their talents, you know what they do on a baseball field, but you also have to try to figure out how they would fit into a team scheme. And let's face it, Oakland does not have the winning ways that the Yankees do recently. I mean, they have in the past, but not recently.
And the A's, the way they run their team, every time somebody's close to being a free agent, they have to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll trade you 2 years before them because they'll get a bigger return. Their roster's constantly turning over. Echeverria with the fly ball to shallow center. Gardner's there. He puts it away. And that will do it. But the Rays tie the score, 2 hits. This is the big one. A long blow off the bat of Lucas Duda. Just wraps around the pole and ties the game at 4 to the bemusement of David Robertson. Tim Beckham takes over at third base. And Brad Miller takes over at second. This is Beckham's 9th career game at third base, first this year. Tommy Hunter used to be a starter, hard-throwing reliever. 38 strikeouts in 32 2/3. This is his 37th game. And he will face Sanchez, Holiday, and Gregorius. So Cishek did the job. Game all knotted at 4, bottom of the 8th. That one looped into center field, coming on Smith. He makes the play, 1 pitch, 1 out.
Hunter, another one of those guys, Michael, that came out of the bullpen. He was a starter. Low 90s, 92, 93, 94 maybe at time. now he's 96, 98 out of the bullpen. It's just different kind of guy, different kind of career.
That'll bring up Matt Holliday, who was 2 for 3.
With a little movement there, and again, back in his days as a starter, I mean, it didn't show that kind of velocity.
Rounded sharply to second. Miller. 2 away.
You know, if you're Joe Girardi and you're looking at Matt Holliday, and you know you're kind of taking notes on him every day, you got to look at today as a very positive day. He had 4 good at bats to this point. Obviously, every good at bat doesn't turn into a hit, but that's a good solid swing, hitting the ball the other way.
Gregorius gets out of the way, 1-0.
Did he, what, 9 or 10 games?
10-game streak.
11. Oh.
Grabbed there by Beckham, so the Yankees go down in order 1, 2, 3, and if the Yankees win this one, they're going to win it in walk-off fashion. We go to the 9th, tied at 4. And the Yankees turn to Aroldis Chapman. You go to your closer if the game's tied after 8 at home. There'll be no save situation. Chapman picked up the win on Thursday with 2 outstanding innings, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, using a lot of sliders, which the Yankees have been stressing to him to do. So you see this will be his 32nd game.
Chapman's last appearance, he featured a lot of sliders. He's kind of an all-around pitcher. See if he goes back to that today or just tries his overpowering fastball.
And Malek Smith will start it off. And a strike. So he starts him off with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Good way to get the inning started, huh? Pop one of the 100.
There's a strike. Another 100. Since Chapman blew that game in Boston, he's had 7 appearances, 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts, 1.13 ERA, 148 batting average against.
Yeah, he went with the slider there. You saw the pitch before, borderline low at 100. Very tough pitch to hit for a lefty.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. 102 miles an hour.
Boy, by showing in that slider and a couple good fastballs, boy, it makes for a tough at bat. He just blew this one by him at 102. Wow. It looks harder from the side, doesn't it?
When he's on, it's tough. Here's Ramos, his first at bat, takes a strike. Colomé and Boxberger.
Colomé probably still can't believe that ground ball got through the other night. Tie the game. Give him another blown slave. Catcher's interference.
Wow. So he takes first. That's big.
Oh, that just must have hit the lace there. Not much to it, huh? You can even see the glove move.
It didn't even affect Sanchez whatsoever.
Wow, that's a tough call right there. Must have been some kind of noise of him hitting that leather lace right there.
Ground ball right side. And what a play on both ends by Torreyes and by Gregorius to get Ramos for the second out. Wow.
Torreyes took a chance there and makes a bad throw, and Didi really bailed him out. This could have been ugly. Not getting any out, but by now getting the lead runner, you've really helped yourself. I think he kind of slipped. He fell back. Right there, that's an in-between hop, and a good job by Didi. Again, this is the play that for middle infielders, they can kind of sit down and catch now because you know you're not going to have a runner coming into you. Hard to break up a double play.
And there's a strike to Longoria.
Well, Longoria, even from Chapman, seeing breaking ball, that's a 90-mile-an-hour slider. Not a lot of break, but when you're, looks like he was taking the first pitch to kind of time things up. We talked earlier, Souza will run. Decent speed for a big guy, so you got to try to keep him somewhat close. But power pitchers, very tough to be quick to the plate. Very tough to throw 103 too. Wow.
They got him picked off. Headley makes a throw to second, and the throw is dropped. And Souza will head to third.
Well, Didi tried to make a great play. You just hope he didn't bang up his wrist. He tried to reach behind, knowing that the slide. Souza almost ran intentionally in the flight of that ball, it looked like. Now you got to hold your breath here and just hope he didn't bang up his hand. Watch him reach behind, knowing he's going to slide in behind him.
Ooh.
Just banged it out of his hand, but it looks like that glove hand got banged up. I think it's going to be all right. It didn't look like it bent backwards. That's the worst thing. And it looks like it actually came out of his glove, which is another good sign that.
Looks like the left elbow might have gotten the hand and the glove just a bit.
Almost just a tremendous play.
They're going to give him an error on that, allowing Souza to move to third. So it's a stolen base and an E6.
Wow, all of a sudden you've got a guy picked off, and now you've got 2 outs, man on third. By the top of the 9th, winning run on third base. So things have changed here, and then one pickoff move.
Before this at bat, Longoria has never faced Chapman. Rocket off the fence in front of the Yankee dugout.
You really
104 on the gun.
Chapman letting it loose now, and the funny thing, Longoria, watch after this foul ball. Looks over at the dugout and says, you know, that's my bad. I mean, I don't know that you ever apologize for just fouling off a 103-mile-an-hour fastball.
Boy, he is really throwing hard. 104.
This is actually good to see. I mean you've kind of questioned why Chapman has gone to sliders and things like that. And to be able to let it loose. But again, you're in a pressure situation here where you're trying to save that winning run at third base. Much better swing by Longoria there.
The 0-2. Popped up. Headley in foul territory, puts it away. And a scoreless 9th inning for Chapman. Will there be a celebration? Will there be a Gatorade bath? Headley, Frazier, Torreyes, as the Yankees will try to walk it off for the 2nd time in this series. go back to April 28th. Matt Holliday against the O's gets a bat. June 23rd, Ronald Urias against the Rangers. Then Clint Frazier on July 8th against Milwaukee. Red Thunder. And then this Thursday, July 27th, Brett Gardner, a blue Gatorade bath, and a broken tooth for Aaron Judge. So 4 walk-off wins. Can they make it 5?
You know how I know I'm doing more games this year, Michael?
You were at all of them?
I'm seeing all these. I've seen them all live.
All right, so Brad Boxberger will take over in the bottom of the 9th inning, and he'll face the bottom of the order, starting with Headley, whose pinch hit 2-run home run gave the Yankees a lead. There's a strike. The 11th game for Boxberger. The 0-1. There's a strike, 0-2. Tomorrow, Jordan Montgomery will be on the mound for the Yankees. And he will be facing Jake Faria. Yankees are hoping it's for the sweep that they're playing tomorrow. Not just trying to win the series. Yankees want to keep their winning streak alive. It's 5 in a row. 7 of 8. They're in first place. And a 2-2 count on Headley. Faced Boxberger twice, has a hit in his career. 2-2. 3-2 on Headley. Todd Frazier on deck.
Good
and
at
he
bat.
walked him.
The bat by Chase Headley. After getting down, you battle back. A little pressure on the pitcher to get in a long count. Drew a walk to start off the 9th.
Well, Frank Sinatra singing about the moon, and I'm sure Frazier would like to hit it there. Jacoby Ellsbury will pinch run for Headley.
Well, that's a pretty productive day coming off the bench, huh, Chase Headley?
Let's see if Ellsbury steals second quickly or tries. Just a note, Chapman against Longoria threw 103.3 miles per hour that one pitch. Fastest pitch in majors this year. Then his next pitch was 103.5.
Just up it a little bit?
Yeah. Now our gun rounds up, so ours was 104 on the 103.5.
Both of them pretty hard.
Handguard comes flying out of the Yankee dugout, so Ellsbury can put it on.
Lock and loaded now, huh?
Whole right side of the infield is opened up. Miller shades up the middle. Runner goes. Throw to second. Stolen base for Ellsbury.
Good job by Frazier, too, to take that pitch. He had a good jump, but then he almost stutter stepped. Had too good a jump. But as a hitter, you have to take this pitch. Give this runner an opportunity. See, almost stutter stepped to steal this base. Now a lot of good things can happen. Frazier wants to try to use the right side of the field, and it's wide open at this point. Very careful now with these replays that you don't come off the bag. Ellsbury grabs on.
New look for Ellsbury with those shades.
Yeah, it's bright out there for him.
1-0 on Frazier. How much does Frazier want to hit one in the seats to end this game?
Wow. I was almost going to say, you know, you could push bunt a hit right here. It just looked like he was trying to get it over.
Two and one.
You know, even as a veteran hitter, man, you want to do it so bad. You're in your hometown. You can only do what the pitcher will allow you to do by the location of the pitch. You can't force him to throw the pitch you want. Good take there.
On deck is Torreyes. And the 3-1 hit him.
Well, he wasn't going to get Mang to hit, so he just went ahead and hit him. And this has become a definite bunt situation for Torreyes. Try to get Brett Gardner an opportunity to end this by moving him over. Slider, no bite in it. It's a double hit right off the tricep into the waist.
Now remember, inexperienced third baseman for the Rays. Tim Beckham, he's a good defender, but he's not used to playing there.
Yeah, that's where you got to butt the ball. You've got to make Beckham field this ball.
And now Jim Hickey wants to talk with Boxberger.
Spotted just a little reminder to talk to Torreyes. You know, the ball down to third base. Make Beckham field it.
Dan Jennings is up. The lone lefty in the bullpen. I guess if it gets to Gardner.
Jennings, who smoked Gardner last night, right? Right in the back.
Was it Jennings?
Yeah, I think
No, it was Kolarek.
Oh, you're right. I was just testing you, Michael. It's a new game I'm going to play.
I like it.
You,
I like it. Keeps me sharp. And Kolarek actually was sent down to make room for Cishek. First and second, nobody out. Bottom of the ninth inning, game tied at 4. Rays playing bunt. And they throw through, and he just got back, went in standing.
This is almost a set play now because you have such a tendency as a runner at second to try to get off as far as you can. Wow, the ball actually beat him. With a swipe tag, he might be out. Tom Foley, ex-infielder, with him in Cincinnati. Barking out the calls there.
2-0.
With a runner on first, you get to this count, you might think about, you know, maybe changing to hit and run, but not in this situation.
Oh, and the first base umpire said it's a strike because Torreyes did not pull the bat back. That's a tough strike.
He did pull the bat back,
I thought so
he
too,
pulled
right?
the bat back. I mean, what kind of call is that? I mean, first of all, you pull your head back, and then you pull the bat back with it.
Bunted, and it's going to be a base hit.
Well, you talked about the inexperience, Michael, and this is a play where you trust your pitcher. And Beckman was nowhere. He went back to try to get the force play. And it's amazing how this game finds you if you're not comfortable in a situation. You see Beckham, he's going to go back to third instead of coming in to get the ball. And I tell you what, that might have been the right thing to do. I think Boxberger had a chance to catch that ball and possibly get a force at third base.
Well, they take out Boxberger. They'll bring in their lone lefty Jennings. Jennings against Gardner. Can be the hero for the second game in a row. On Thursday, led off with a home run yesterday. Yankees were 16-0 when he homers. So he had some Gatorade in his hair, and now he's going to have to face Dan Jennings with the bases loaded and nobody out.
You want to retract that statement, Michael? He had Gatorade in his hair?
Well, mustache, I meant.
Ah,
yeah.
Good. I just wanted to clarify. A good situation for the Yankees here, obviously.
Infield in, outfield way in. Yankees looking to win their 6th in a row, stay in first place. And Jennings deals. There's a strike. Now Gardner's 0 for 4 today, and he has his 10-game hitting streak on the line. And against Jennings, 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts.
Talk about Jennings. I mean, he's hit a standstill, and then all of a sudden, quick. Everything happens very quick in his motion. And as a hitter, you kind of jump at him.
Base hit. Yankees win 5-4. Another walk-off victory. A single for Gardner, and the Yankees have won 6 in a row.
Well, I tell you, Michael, and the beat goes on. Originally done by the Whispers, but we're going to do it up here today, Michael. The Yankees are playing some baseball. Fun to see. Good at bat by Gardner. Good all-around win for the Yankees.
And the Rays, who were playing pretty good baseball, they've lost the first 3 of this 4-game set. And Gardner extends his hitting streak to 11 straight. Yankees win 6 in a row. And things are going well in the Bronx. This homestand, they haven't lost a game yet, Paul.
Well, I tell you what, it's been exciting baseball. You can just feel the buzz around the city, and it's not over. They got another game tomorrow and another series here, so just expect good things. Good piece of hitting from Gardner. Stay up the middle off the lefty. Tough lefty. Good hit, good win. I'll tell you what, Brett Gardner has been the star of the show on this homestand. He's really, really had some big at-bats for the Yankees.
And his team knew it. And then they try to climb the fence. So the celebration is on, and we go down to the field. Meredith Marakovitz has Brett Gardner.
Thanks, Michael. Brett, bases loaded, nobody out in the ninth with a tie score. How do you remain patient in that at-bat and wait for a pitch?
Well, he's got to throw strikes, and I feel like I got a pretty good eye at the plate, and it threw me a good pitch to hit on the first one, and I took it, and threw the same pitch again, and
as you were saying?
that felt good.
How much do you enjoy coming in those situations and having the opportunity to change the course of the game in the bottom of the ninth?
Well, that's what we play for. I mean, you want to come up to the plate and come through in a big situation like that, and you know, it's a big win for us today.
Chase Headley had a big at-bat in the sixth with a home run. How difficult is that for a player who's used to starting in the game, to come in a pinch hit situation and have success?
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, especially against a tough pitcher, but that's a guy that he's seen before a little bit when he was with San Diego, and I think he just put a real good swing on it, and it was nice to get the lead right there.
Brett, what is it about this team? You guys battle to the final out. You've been resilient all year long. How have you guys been able to do so?
Well, I think it just you know, starts at the top with our coaching staff and the guys that we have in the room. Guys are focused on the task at hand. We got a good idea of what we're trying to do, and playing good baseball right now.
Brett, thanks for the time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Michael, send it back up to you.
All right, thank you, Meredith. So Meredith wears that blue dress because she knows the Gatorade has been blue lately. Play of the game, Paul, is brought to you by Spectrum. Get the Spectrum triple play today. So what do we have?
It's still fresh in your mind. This is your play of the game. His second walk-off in the series. Brett Gardner right up the middle. That's your Spectrum play of the game. And the celebration begins.
Last Yankee with 2 walk-off hits in 3 days. Brett Gardner in 2013. Boy, this Yankee team expects to win every single game now. And the fans, they are digging this team. Around the city, they're excited. In this ballpark, they're excited. 43,015 smiles. We'll be back.